Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to a new video. I thought we'd sit and do a mukbang, a nice little chatty mukbang, because we haven't done one in a while, and of course I got Nando's. I don't know, if I'm doing a mukbang, I'd much rather get a Nando's than a McDonald's. Unpopular opinion, I don't think so. Like, I'm sure a lot of people would prefer a Nando's over a McDonald's, surely. My order, peri salted chips, hot fino pita, but I took out the halloumi because I don't like it. It's not that I don't like it, it's just not my favourite thing in the world. So we have a hot chicken pita just here. Garlic bread. I only have one half though because I gave Dan the other half. He was like, if you don't eat all your garlic bread, I'll have it. And I was like, look, you can have a slice, it's fine. So yum. Oh, and I got the peri barbecue sauce as well. Yeah, I asked for some questions over on my Instagram story, and I thought we could just have a little bit of a catch up. I really should have got a plate, shouldn't I? This isn't going to end well. There's a lot of, also, apologies, I'm a little bit ill at the minute, so if I'm not, like, hyperactive, and I sound a little bit, voice is a little deeper, that's why. But there's a lot of house questions. One being, is the house you're in your dream home, or do you have plans on leaving in the future? So this definitely isn't our dream home, but we have absolutely no plans to move anytime soon. I just don't think I want to move house a lot, and I'd rather live here like an extra year to 2 years for our next house to be like our forever home, our dream home. To have like kids in, because I don't want to be moving kids around schools and moving house. So I do think we'll be here a while. We've been here, guys, we've been here almost 2 years. 2 years in May, can you believe that? So crazy. So I feel like we'll be here another like 3 years. I had a dream not too long ago about the house being up for sale and someone coming to view it, and I cried. And that's a sign I am definitely not ready to give up this house. So yeah, not our forever home, but no plans on moving anytime soon. Are you secretly hoping for Dan to propose but acting cool about it? No, this is like really unpopular, and my family are like, are you okay? And my friends are like, are you okay? It doesn't bother me. I don't know if anyone is similar that like lives with their boyfriend, but like it's basically an engagement ring. Like it's commitment. So I'd rather him use that money right now for us to like go on holidays together and have fun, rather than settling down even more. Same for like having a child. Like that's not in my 3-year plan. I just want to have fun and live life, and yeah, like I'm not fussed about it right now. Are you going to visit Talia in Paris? Yes. I think I'm going to go May. I said to her, I was like, look, we went to Paris when it was cold. We went in Jan 2020 and it was freezing. Or was it Feb? Can't remember. I think it was Feb 2020. And I said, I'm not coming in the winter again. I was like, I'm going when it's warm and we can make the most of it. So I think I'm going to go out like May, start of May potentially. A lot of these questions are about engagement as well. Who do you think will win Love Island? Guys, I haven't watched it this year. I think it's because I was in Mexico, so I knew not to get into it, and just, obviously it's just long to catch up on it. From like Twitter and that, like I can work out who's who, but I couldn't tell you who's gonna win it. Like I haven't watched it. Okay, the camera cut out and I don't know when, but the question was any holidays / weekends booked. We'll be in Dubai this time next month, and I'm coming home and I'm saving. Because I feel like I've splurged for a long time, and I just want to build my savings account back up a little bit, and then maybe the back end of the year, like the summer, we really want to go to Croatia actually, and obviously I want to go out and see Talia, and I want to go to Mexico with Dan as well, because it was like so insane, and I want him to experience it as well, so I really want to go to Mexico with Dan. But right now it's just Dubai and that's it, I think. How is the utility project going? We've actually done nothing. It's a room. I'm gonna be honest, it's a room full of junk. It's got bags of clothes in it that need to go to clothes banks. It's got the washing area in it where I dry all the washing. Yeah, we're just not. We're not too interested at the minute. If I'm honest, I think I've spoken about this before. It was a spare bit of room we had, And being homeowners, we looked at it in the sense of, okay, what's going to add value to the house? We could have had it as a downstairs toilet, but we just didn't want it that close to the kitchen. So we thought a utility room. So it's not something we need right now. Obviously a tumble dryer will be great, but I've coped without it for like almost 2 years, so I'm not in a rush to get it done. And right now, like, we wanted to go to Dubai, we want to go on holidays. So it's not happening yet. I mean, at some point this year it will, maybe like back into summer. But yeah, right now, yeah, it's just a room full of washing, basically. So I guess you could say it's a utility room. Tell us about booking Cancun. I want to go next January. Amazing. Weather was amazing. So we went January the, I don't even know, 20 something. It was like this time. It was at the end of Jan, like 27th of Jan or something we went. We had incredible weather apart from one day that it was rain, but that was fine out of the 7 days. We booked it through TUI. We got direct flights from Birmingham and we stayed in Planet Hollywood. I think the holiday all inclusive for a week was about £1,500, but I would say it was worth it because the hotel was incredible. There was multiple I think there was 11 different restaurants you could eat from. There was like 12 different bars, multiple pools. There was a beach. Because one thing we were unsure about doing with it being Mexico was going out the resort. It wasn't something without Dan I probably would have felt safe doing, and there was literally no need to leave the resort. It had everything there, and yeah, it was incredible. Defo recommend doing it if you want to go somewhere hot in Jan. Is there anything you wish you knew before buying a house with your boyfriend? Oh my god, that's a bit juicy. I'm really boring, no. I'd be really intrigued, I've always said this, if lockdown wasn't a thing, how it would be, because obviously me and Dan lived in his bedroom for the whole of lockdown at his parents' house in a single bed. He worked in his room while I was doing YouTube in his room at the same time. Like, I don't know how we did that. Like, we definitely couldn't do that now. So obviously that was a massive help. So I would say for thinking about moving out with your boyfriend, maybe like trial living at one of each of his parents' house first, just to see how you get on, because that was like, it was make or break. Like, our parents said it, like, this is going to be make or break for living together, and luckily it worked. How many times did it take the special driving test? 3 times. I think I would have told this story before, but like one time I failed before getting out of the test centre and I had to do the whole entire test. I thought that was a bit rude. But yeah, that was fun. I went over the giveaway line at the test centre and still did the whole entire test. But yeah, 3 times lucky. My theory I managed to get first time. Ooh. I also can't believe how expensive driving lessons are now. I've got like cousins doing driving lessons. It's expensive. Like, we used to pay like £21, £22 and now I feel like they're like over 30. Any house updates? No major ones. We've actually just had our drive cleaned. It's really embarrassing. If it doesn't expose the house too much of where I live, I will put a before and after on the screen. But where we had the front of the house, I don't know if you knew, we had like cladding on the front of our house, like old fashioned, like 60s style cladding that we've had taken off, and just had brick there. We had obviously the garage converted into an office. So where we've had so much stuff done into the front of the house, our drive was embarrassingly dirty, like embarrassingly dirty. So we had someone come out and get it cleaned yesterday and today, and it looks like we've had a whole new driveway. It's mad, but that's literally the only house update. Like I say, we've kind of just not given up. Like I love our house. There's obviously bits I'd like to change and like painting I want to do, but right now I just go on holiday instead. What was your job before a content creator and did you enjoy it? I worked at Perkins and I absolutely loved it. Purely for the people, not the job. I mean, don't get me wrong, I did enjoy working in retail. I had like those days where I hated it and I wanted to quit, but it was the people I worked with that really made it. I worked with like all my best friends, like all the older stuff felt like my mum's, like I blooming loved it. But can't even go back there now because it's closed down and I dream about it all the time. And I always think if it was still open, I reckon I'd go and get a part-time job back there, because I really miss like going out and socialising with those people. I know I could go get one anywhere, but it's like the people I miss that worked there. Obviously they've all moved on and all work at different places now. So I was asked for a tan routine. I was actually going to do an evening routine at some point next month, and I can pop my tan routine in there if anyone's interested. Do you think YouTube will always be your full-time job? That's a really good question. I'd like to always be doing YouTube, regardless, but whether it'll always be my full-time job, I do have that feeling of like wanting more. Not in terms of like money or anything like that, just fulfilling my days more. Guys, I don't know if I'm sure a lot of you know this now, but I'm like obsessed with football. I had no choice because Dan's football mad, got into that, and then obviously watched the Euros over the summer for the women's football. I absolutely love that, and I'm not going to be a footballer, imagine, in the garden doing freaking kick-ups. I'd love to do something like that, like presenting or like punditry, not punditry, but I'm not too sure. I'd love a bit more of like a career. But I'll always be doing YouTube, like regardless of what I do. But yeah, I have the feeling now that I just want a little bit more. Can't really sense what of, but I guess we shall see what the future holds. Also, do you know how much this NANDOS cost me? £20. I did round it for charity, but it still was like £19 something. And it wasn't even a small order fee. It was like a 99p service fee, £2.99 delivery, and then the rest was on some chips, a pita, and some garlic bread. I think the Nando's was like £16. Is that a joke? What? I swear they used to be like £12. What are your 2023 goals? Fitness was one. Just because like mentally it makes me feel so much better. I think that was a question as well, like does the gym help mentally? Like that's the reason I started it, like August, September last year. Like I felt awful. I'm not gonna cry me a river, I'm not gonna go into it, but I came off my pill. Mate, it set me so funny, like so funny. I was like, I'm really sad. I was crying every day. Bearing in mind, being on this pill, I think I'd cried like twice in like 3 years. I didn't cry, and that's the reason I came off it, because I had no emotion. I literally wouldn't cry. Came off it, I was like crying every day, felt really down, didn't want to film any videos, like it wasn't a great time. And it's only been since like Jan this year that I've started to feel better, but I've worked it out, and I think I'd been off the pill like 6 months, and they always say, don't they, give your body like 6 months to kind of like get back to normal, and now I'm blooming happy. But yeah, that's why I started the gym, and it did help out a lot. And to just do more. This is like one, for example, of like mindset wise. Me and Dan live watching football. We sit on the sofa most weekends watching the football. Men's football not so much, obviously tickets are so expensive and so hard to get hold of, whereas women's football tickets are like a tenner. And I said to Dan, let's just go, like we can drive, the tickets are only a tenner, like let's just go instead. So little things like that, like just getting out more, and if we can do something, just go out and do it. Just living more, like obviously want to go on holiday, but obviously things cost money, so I also need to try and save, being a little bit more realistic. So yeah, just like, I guess like living more. My biggest thing I ever say, if you're one of my friends you will know this, and I say it to Dan all the time, is get a grip. That's changed my mindset. I say it to myself all the time. I'm like, Amber, just get a grip. It used to be YOLO, now it's get a grip. I think just saying that to yourself, it's helped me. All the time I'm like, Amber, get a grip. Or I'll say to Dan, I'll go, Dan, get a grip. I say it to everyone, my friends, I'm like, come on, get a grip. But yeah, I think my overall 2023 goal is just to live more, live in the moment more, and just don't stress, don't have a plan. Like, I'm not thinking about kids, I'm not thinking about getting married. This year, I'm just thinking about having fun, no pressure, and just living life, you know. And I'm so happy doing that. Like, I'm at such a happy point in my life. feel super grateful, and yeah, it's good. It's all good in the hood, guys. But I feel like I've been rambling for ages. I feel like I didn't answer that many questions. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video anyway. I'm going to sit and finish my Nando's. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you guys later when this goes live, because yet again, she's filming on the same day and uploading it. I like to do that. It seems more real, like real time. But thanks for watching. See you soon. Goodbye.